in. This is Brother for the podcast with your boy Q6.
Your boy Durag Taj.
Happy New Year, you guys. Welcome into the pod, episode 77, the one that got away. You know what I'm saying? Like, boy, I gotta spin the block on that one. I need her back. You know what I'm saying? Boy, she was cooking, cleaning,
Yeah.
all that. Let it go. Let it
Yeah,
go.
them timeouts all back. Yeah.
Yeah. So, the Falcons are sitting currently at a 8-8 record, losing to the Commanders 30-24 in overtime in Washington. Um, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. In every bit of the work, this was the one that got away. There were multiple instances within the game in which momentum swung, players could have done better things, and said this on the live, but like I felt like where last week versus the Giants, the tape um was much kinder after the fact. This week, the tape was much more harsh um, after the fact when I went back and looked at it. But tell me what you thought about the game.
Um. Honestly, the tape. I was encouraged by the tape. I'm still encouraged because the thing is, like, there's certain things that you can't really coach, like poise and body language. Never once did Penix look shooken, defeated, out of it, discouraged. None of that.
So frustrated. So frustrated at people,
Yeah.
especially walking, especially it kind of sucks because you only have one series to go off of. But that third quarter series, right? The three plays when he left the field, he was frustrated there. And then that second series within the in the fourth quarter, before they were able to get something going, he kind of when he had that big miss, he was kind
I
of
mean,
like
but
hands on.
the thing is, like, those things are natural. Like, but he's not letting those plays affect the next play. That's more so what I'm talking about.
Which I
Like,
definitely understand. I get that.
yeah. Um, but it's like these misses are going to come just with chemistry because like a lot of people are kind of making a big deal about it, and I'm not really making a big deal up because like the thing is he's only been playing with these people for 2 weeks. He has no reps. Because in the presser today he even said before 2 weeks ago he never threw the ball to Drake or Mooney
Hmm.
because the Falcons never planned on playing him.
Which yes, once 100% goes into the coaching factor of this. We'll get into that a little later. But when I look at the game, just watching the ebbs and flows of the game, Washington scored. Uh, Washington had a decent drive off an interception, short field. We scored off a really long drive. That second quarter, two more possessions, two more scores, touchdown and field goal. Coming into the third is when we had that infamous play with Malone being on the field. They had that super long drive for the touchdown. We go three and out. They score a touchdown. Um, Coming off into like took the rest of the third quarter for early into the fourth. Then they were able to add on a field goal. That was a really big stop, getting them, holding them to a field goal in that situation. But then obviously the fourth down money shot by Penix, and then you get into overtime and Penix never touches the ball, right? Just off the coin flip. That has been a playoff game. Yeah, he'd have had opportunity, but uh, I think my biggest takeaway, besides the fact that Jaden Daniels is not 2.0, he's Lamar Light. You know what I'm saying? Like
No, he's just Jaden Daniels. Just
he he is something special, bro. And I'm not gonna lie, I saw him at Arizona State, right? And this really got me looking at Herm Edwards kind of because I saw him at Arizona State, and I saw him start as a freshman, and I didn't think nothing special of him. You know what I'm saying? And then I think he was at Arizona State for 3 years, if I'm not mistaken. He goes to LSU for his would be it's his fourth year in college football, but he had a medical redshirt year. He goes to LSU. His junior redshirt year in LSU was nothing special, to be honest with you. It wasn't like he was. I mean, he looked good. Like it was nothing special. LSU went 9-3 last year. I want people to shit. They lost 3 games last year, and he won the Heisman by pretty consistent margin. It was
You know,
close, but
you,
he
you
won the
know, you
Heisman.
know, you know who second? You know who was second?
Michael Penix was second that year. Yeah. Michael Penix was second. Um, but he won it over Penix, who only had one loss by a pretty consistent margin, right? And hey, bro, you see why? Like boy, he's something special, man. He is something special. I don't want to sit here, I'll get up off my knees and wipe my mouth. But God, like, dang, bro.
Yeah, I was about. You want to rag or something? Like,
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, bro, good. And
like,
and he made plays. He made play after play after play, and then he kept that. He said, no, 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 no. You gotta look around the edges. Look directly into the camera. And
this man.
and look, hey, that's a spit comment. You know what I'm saying? You know how you unarmed gay jokes, you unarmed blade jokes. Just double down. Just
This
you
man
keep going
here.
deeper. You're gonna get to a point with the other person. They ain't one body. Uh,
You won.
anyway, yeah, exactly. That's how you defeat that totally. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting distracted, and I know this is live. They hear me out. Who cares if this is not? Talking about Blazing LeBron, right? And the dude, he's going OD. And the other guy was like, dang, bro, all this because he played basketball. I bet he was like, he played basketball? That's crazy. That's crazy. All right, back into it. Um, Especially that second half. They kept drive after drive alive. And when I looked at it in the tape. So I came fully prepared to tell you that Jimmy Lake's resurgence has been a fugazi. There was not one defensive principle that I saw just absolutely blinking during that second half. They were literally just ultra aggressive. They went for 5 4th downs. They went for 5 4th downs, and they got 4 of them. They didn't have any turnover worthy plays after his interception, and they just kept long drive. Once like I remember texting you like once they got that first down inside the 20, I was like, yeah, nah, they scoring, bro. 'Cause and it's not like they were doing anything crazy. It was just really still good
So
execution.
basically, so I want to backtrack a little bit to the third quarter on that 3rd and 20. I didn't seeing out 22. I didn't realize how far down the field D'Angelo Malone was. I didn't realize it was 12 yards down the field. I didn't realize that.
There was
So
no reason for him to jump.
there was no reason for that. It was a complete. And the thing is like I got questions because why is he doing that? Like he's a pass rusher. Why do you have your like third option pass rusher in that particular position on that down, like doing that?
So what was working when they were building the lead in that first half was the zone blitz scheme where wherever you had Kay Nellis, you were bringing the blitz from the other side. In
Yeah,
that situation, they showed blitz early and then they backed everybody up. So like Malone was in as a situational pass rusher, but they backed everybody out.
I
They only
mean,
rushed 3 on
I
that play.
get it, but like, why him?
I think they were trying to show a different look, but I totally understand. Like, why was he the one? And then like can't say Jaden can't make that throw because consistently he made good ass throws.
No, he can
But
make
like,
throws.
consistently he made good ass throws. But like, feed that. It was a tight end. Feed that tight end back into the safeties, and then trust your safety to make the play, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to. All you gotta do, drop your feet into the zone, go about 10 yards. It shouldn't be 12, 15 yards down the field when you hit because you count as 15, but you say 12, cool. I'm trust you out. But you got 10 yards down the field. You hold your zone. You trust your safeties. And it's 3rd and 20 something. So even if he makes a catch behind you, unless like
Just
your
keep
safeties
getting
weren't
depth,
that
if
far back.
anything.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. That play did keep the drive alive, and people were saying, which true. It
Like
only
that
gave you
that
5
that
yards.
was the backbreaker. That was our backbreaker right there. It gave you 5 yards, but it gave them a new set of downs because they were third and
It
20.
gave them a new set of downs.
Get them new life because
And
they were down 10 points at that point. And I think
if
if
we got the ball
we
back,
get the ball, I think we run. I think the whole landscape of that game is different if we get the ball back in that moment because we had momentum.
if we get the ball back and still in the game with 24 points, I guarantee we win.
Hell, I
I
think we would have
guarantee.
went down and scored because the thing is like you would have been able to go down there and like run your offense because just run it regular. Like it was
It was tough.
because
It was tough.
yeah.
Something that something that you said that before we get into the coaching point, I want to we touched on offense, defense. One point that you brought out to me when we talked about what our draft outlook would look like, especially when we had like 4 picks right now. Um, you were like later in draft, undrafted free agent. I would look to want to get somebody who would be a difference maker on special team because Avery Williams is shorthanded and like he gets the job done, but like I want to see the difference maker on special teams. He actually looked really good returning
Yeah,
on
that was
special teams.
no, that was his best game yesterday. I mean Sunday.
Yeah.
Like that was. I'm like, all right, he's actually looks useful again. Maybe he is healthy from the knee. 'Cause I do know he had the knee injury last season, so maybe he's just not.
This is about a
Um,
year removed from when he got it, right?
yeah, so maybe he's just now like really back from it. So maybe he just had to be a little more patient with him.
Who was on IR? If he was to come back, it would be in the divisional round. So we're with Patterson. Everybody talk about the 57 yarder. 50 was it 57? Yeah, 57 yarder, and how it died short. You correctly pointed out because I did go back and look. He made a 58 yarder.
He
He made
did.
a 58. Yeah, Riley Patterson has made a 58 yarder. That's career low.
Yeah, so I knew he had the. He just I don't know what it might have been the field because they said he was in the pregame it was brutal, but I know he had the distance before.
Yeah, so he probably struck it wrong or anything like that. But that brings us into I think what the bigger conversation is, which was the coaching edge in this game specifically. Look back and look at the tape and what I tried to say, and I'll reiterate my point right now, and you can y'all can land base me to the wall when I say it. What I thought was happening was Dan Quinn is a superior defensive coordinator, right? And so my edge offensively when getting a big play in 2 minute end of half end of game is when I get a big play, they are anticipating a timeout. That allows you to set up your defense, get new pass rushers into the game, call a real good scheme against my best play. Whereas if I call 2 plays, I can get going. Right? That happened in the half, then it happened in the game. In the half, it cost us 4 points. In the game, it cost us three, really, and ultimately the game because it put us in a bad position. But I thought because if you look at the end of half play, you wasted a bunch of time and then you missed a throw. Looking in the game play, you wasted a bunch of time, you missed a throw. But both of those throws, when you look at them on tape, wide open. But that speaks to the point that you just brought out earlier. Penix has not thrown to these things. That is something that you do with Kirk in that situation. You know what I'm saying? If that's your thinking, that's something you do with Kirk in that situation. Hey, guys, we gotta check. We gotta check two in here. Call the play out. Once we run that play, once we execute, once it's open, we got a dummy play behind it, but this is the second play. We're gonna go on two, or on one, whatever. We go to the line, we convert the big play. We have that second play right behind it. Not only does someone who has more command of the offense and more familiarity with the players execute that, but he also doesn't waste as much time. We wasted 17 seconds in the at the end of the first half, and then we wasted 19 seconds at the end of the game. But I was willing to throw you back and give you that. That's not what happened. There. So you just second call the timeouts, bro. You just you just sucking call time. So
Yeah,
you got that one. I think that one because I was trying to go galaxy brain with it and explain it away, but like no, you just suck at calling time.
because like because the thing is like even when you go back and look at the film, like the body language of the players look like they were looking for a timeout.
Yeah, yeah, you had, and that's what caused the amount of time to go off
Yeah,
is because you can see Penix running up and calling the play like as they're trying to
yeah.
go,
Like so,
right?
like if you gonna call a play, call a timeout.
Yeah, yeah. You have two plays called. You have two plays called, or you call a time.
Not because like I watched the St. Browns for the podcast, right? And they were pretty much breaking down like 2 minute offense, and it's really just a bunch of signals. Because it's not really a whole lot of talking. It's like you signal the routes, and then that's that, and then you go. And it's usually like obviously it changes from franchise to franchise, and different offenses use different things. But you typically have your signs for whatever, and Penix don't really have the. I mean, he knows what the signs are, but given his second game in the NFL, the way to that,
You
like
didn't. You didn't help. You didn't help your team.
you didn't help him because like give the man the time because like Raheem even came out and said, you know what, I probably could have called a timeout because he was like, I thought the operation would have been a little faster. Now the operation doesn't directly mean the quarterback. The operation could also mean getting the ball to the ref getting the ball set because they were up at the ball, but it's the combination of that, the play getting in, all of that. So if you see all of this going on, you could control
Um,
that.
and I think there's a line of demarcation in which you look like an idiot and then you're pot committed, right? So like, for me, I think that line of demarcation is around 10 seconds, right? So like, once you see that play, that operation isn't being fulfilled within 10 seconds, call a timeout. Because once you hit 11 seconds, the guys they're getting set, they're getting ready, and now you just look stupid calling the timeout and letting all that time waste, right?
I
So
mean,
like, if you're not
you
gonna
look
call
smart
a time,
regardless.
yeah, you do. You look, but it looks worse. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you go through that last one makes the catch on the sideline. The first 3 or 4 seconds, I'll give you because ref moving his hand like this, you got to know whether or not he got out of bounds. It was on the opposite side of the field. I give you that. Do that, right? First 3 4 seconds. When you see everybody rushing to the line, you're looking at the clock at that point in time. If it gets to 10 seconds and guys are not on the line set and you're still putting up signals, hey, go ahead, call it. Go ahead, call it. Go ahead, call it. It's cool. Go ahead, call it. You know what I'm saying? We really could have got two more plays out of it.
Well,
And
really three, because like if you call it right, we lit 17 seconds ago. That's 3 plays.
oh no, in the game it was 19 seconds. In the half it was 17. And we
No, it
were
was
still
17.
able to get three out.
It was
We still
17.
able to get three out. Yeah. We still able to get three out.
Yeah, because like you can get 3 plays out of that, and you because because this is like I heard because Raheem pretty much alluded to he wanted to see Michael Penix face a 4-man rush and not allow what you said Quinn to set up the thing. But at the time, like I'd rather have the plays than let him set up, call a play to counteract it. If you believe it's what's coming.
That's my thing. I understood. Like we got on the live and went back and forth about it. I understood where you were coming from in that moment. Can't say that I totally disagree with it. But like the execution of it was terrible, bro. Like if you see that it's not gonna go that way, take your chances against his best defense. Take your chances against and then you just watched this guy deliver for you after a penalty on fourth down. You just watched him do that the previous
Yeah,
game.
yeah, because
Could
like
understand it. I could understand it in the half because you hadn't seen it from. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? The Giants game, y'all dominated from beginning to end. It wasn't really a game. In this game, especially the way that second half was going, up until that drive, you hadn't seen anything from Penix to really be like, oh, in a pressurized situation, he's going to make. He had just ripped hits open on fourth down for you. Tie the game up.
Yeah.
You give him a chance. Give him a chance, bro. And I think that's where the when I went back and looked, that's where I was getting frustrated because it's like you didn't give him a chance to show you that he could with little to no preparation, with no consistency with the receivers, a chance to show you that hey, I can still make something here.
Right.
20 more, 15 to 20 yards in, that kick is money.
Yeah, it
That kick is
is.
money. And that's the part. That's where you feel like it's the one that got to win, right? That's where you feel like, dang, bro, like we left so much on the table that game, and it's
Too
put us
much.
up against the wall. Put us up against the wall.
It absolutely did. Um, yeah, I mean, it absolutely did. 'Cause I was
Two
disappointed.
bright two
Huh?
bright spots offensively we wanted to
Mm.
talk about. We kind of skipped over three bright points offensively. Offensive line looked looked really good. Washington's pass rush isn't like the best in the world, and this is the same offensive line. Now, granted, Penix fumbled twice. I give you that, but like to be fair, if you go back and look, both of those Penix was kind of holding the ball. I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like our offensive line played great. Bijan looked like freaking moss. Um, he's going in the season with easily 1,700 scrimmage yards, depending on. To be honest, I don't think the Panthers can do anything with him. To be honest, um, and then my last point, London clearly looks like that dominant number one receiver that works well with Penix. He was targeting him. They seem to have built a little bit of chemistry in this short amount of time, and like Penix is used to throwing to that type of receiver, right? Because you look at Doomsday, you look at not McMillan, but the other guy.
Hulk not even that big. It's just
Both not
wrong.
that big. Just
The other,
wrong. You're
yeah,
used to you're used to throwing to that type of receiver. I love seeing it. I think he had 6'4". Hold on.
6 400 plus, like
Yeah.
108, 110. Got 1,000 on the season. But one thing,
Seven, seven, seven.
one thing that about Drake that I like, right? So when they after the game, they brought up like, oh, you finally hit 1,000. He said, I mean, that's cool, but it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant as fucking a loss. Like
I
that's someone
mean,
that want to win.
ain't that what you want?
No, that's what I said.
Ain't
That's
that
what
what you want?
I like. Like
Oh yeah, okay. I'm saying I don't like him. I'm great. What was that?
no. I'm saying that's what I like about Drake. Like that's someone that's about the team. He wants success over everything. Like he want to just win. So like Drake is like becoming one of my favorite players because of the attitude that he just plays with. Like Drake ain't your typical light skin.
You're not, you're not, you're not dancing out of cards asking if you
Cause
love
like,
him, bro.
like
It's
even
great.
going back to the Giants game when
On
on the
hands, bro.
interception, yeah, like that dude was going in there like Drake 6'4", 220, running over linebackers and safeties. Like he's not the fleetest of foot, but the dude's a dog.
And no, he's not super fast. His separation does a lot of his separation does come at point of contact, like when the ball gets there. But he is able to create separation on routes.
No, I can't remember if it was on the week or on the season, but uh, due to the analytics and stuff, Drake's considered a top 10 receiver due to analytics, and he's sixth best at getting open.
Yeah, a lot of his separation does occur like ball in the air, but like
No,
he is able.
I think you're not giving him enough credit because a lot of times Drake be open.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like he gets open. He's not like the he's not like the next person that I'm gonna bring up that had a cool redemption arc. Al Pitts, man, hey, that touchdown was big. That touchdown was big. And if you go back and look, I think to the point that you have consistently tried to bring out, this offense doesn't highlight tight ends in that regard. This is open a lot more than I think the average fan really knows if you're
Yeah,
not going back and looking consistent, right?
no,
Like,
it's too easy to hate on Pitts because like even in the pregame, Rodney Harrison called him soft in front of all of America.
yeah, yeah, and like when you're not producing, you don't really have a combat to that because like Rodney Harrison is a really tough dude. No,
Yeah,
he's a really tough guy.
yeah,
But like
but
me and you, we want to sit down, we want to watch film, we want to break it down or whatever. For the casual fan who just consumes NFL once a week, or on separate day, you consume just your team once a week or whatever. Like you're not deep diving that much, and you don't see how Pitts completely wreck a linebacker, and then Penix go to London with the ball. You know what I'm saying? Or like he slipped past the safety, and Penix takes more on the comeback route. Like
yeah,
you don't see that much. You know what I'm saying? So like I love the fact that you saw how cleanly he got open on that touchdown.
yeah.
And then Penix ripped it in there. The one thing I
No,
will say about Penix, I'm gonna repeat here, and you brought it up at the Heisman and all that. His growth, my man gotta take a check down. Every now and then, bro. Every now and then. Every now and then. Because I'm back and look at the Giants game. I was like, maybe I'm tripping. One average through two starts. Through two starts. He threw the ball, he threw the ball 35 times against the Commanders. He threw the ball 27 times against the Giants, right? So 62 dropbacks. Out of 62 dropbacks, how many times do you think he's checked the ball down?
probably twice.
Three. Yeah, three times. Hey, bro, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I love throwing the ball. You
No, because
got
the thing is
sometimes
like
you gotta take easy ones, big dog. You gotta
so
take the
so
easy
so
ones.
like let's talk basketball for a quick second, right? So they asked Bijan like what are some players that he modeled himself after, and the player he said was Allen Iverson.
Makes sense.
And when you watch him, it clicks. So I got to thinking like, so who would Penix be?
Right.
Penix is Steph Curry.
Oh yeah, Curry. We see that. Yeah, 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 yeah. Tucky. I
Because
really,
like
you know what? I think Steph is a little. Steph is a high bar.
no,
The
it,
person
no,
I would, the person I would actually say, J.R. Smith.
no.
I'm
I
letting
see.
that dick
No, I see. I don't like
letting
that.
that dick rock.
I don't like that one because like J.R. Smith did everything and J.R. Smith was very streaky. I think Penix isn't not as streaky because J.R. Smith was he was a role player. I think Penix can be a star.
I get you there, but I'm saying from the mindset of like Michael Porter Jr. / Mike don't pass the rock Porter Jr. Like, but hey, look, when I look at Penix, he see that ball, it's going up. It's going up, bro. Like he's
Yeah,
going for a kill shot every single time. And
no,
I
but
love it. I
but that
love
was
the
Curry. So
aggressiveness.
he just got to learn the full game. And I think they're gonna get him there. They're gonna reel him in a little bit because the thing with Penix is like you want to reel him in without him losing that aggressiveness. So you got
Yes,
to
yes.
you got to find that balance, and it's gonna be a tough balance for them to find. But when they do,
So so this is where it'll come to my joint, right? Where like you said, knowing the full game and understanding the full game, complementary football, right? The Commanders just went on a crazy long drive. And this is why I have faith that he'll be able to do it when you watch the whole thing in totality. They went on a crazy long drive. It wasn't a crazy long drive, but they went on it was about a 9 minute drive, scored a touchdown.
that was crazy long. We only had the ball for 3 plays in the third quarter. That was
No,
crazy
no.
long.
So here, that's what I'm getting to. On third down, it was open underneath. It was open underneath on third down. They brought Pitts on the drag route. He took it deep, right? Well, he didn't take it deep. It was like a 15-yard pass in. Missed it, right? He didn't take the short. He didn't take the short route. Give Pitts a chance. He went hard past the sticks. And if I'm not mistaken, it was like 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8. So like Pitts might have threw the ball short of the sticks, and Pitts may have had to work. You could have put yourself in a position where you got aggressive on 4th down. Either way, you put yourself in a position where you had to punt on 4th, right? The next time you got the ball is one of your checkdowns.
Yeah.
That was the next time you got the ball was one of your checkdowns. So like you are coachable. You're seeing it. You're learning. I get it. It's just like, dang, bro. Like that man does not like to. He don't like to give up on a play, on a drive, on none of that. He like, hey, bro.
Because he's very aggressive, and like I think that's part of the allure. Is just like I just want him to pick those shots just a little bit better.
Yeah.
Because even on the I think it's like early, probably first quarter, where he hit Kadero Hodge across the middle of the field, like in between what was damn near a hospital ball. You don't got to throw that. You could like given he could have easily caught that, but you could have. I'm pretty sure if there's 3 people there, then they're like
there's somebody somewhere else, or somebody at home, right? And that's.
But Penix has this thing called that I love in quarterbacks: arm arrogance.
Yeah, Josh Allen got that. Mahomes
Yeah.
had it for a long ass time.
Mahomes got it. Mahomes has it like Brett Favre had it. Like people with arms like that, they were like, "Fuck it, I can get it in there."
Actually, I actually think Mahomes has like leaned that part of his game out, and I don't think Josh has. I think he still got it. Where, but I can get it in there. I can get it in there.
But the thing is, Josh Allen got Mahomes got damn near 3 times the interceptions that Josh Allen do.
It's here. It's here. And like if you look at Mahomes interceptions, you got that one by Cam Taylor Britt that was just like, that was like playing irritated. But it's not even our team. And we're not coming up against them. We got other stuff to get to. So now let's get to next week versus Panthers. Right? You look at this Panther staff, they're safe. They're good. We went over their coaching staff. They've got a couple of surprises on their former NFL players and whatnot. That's not the point I want to get to. The point I want to get to is last year in the first game of the season, Jesse Bates feasted upon Bryce Young. 2 interceptions. One of them, was that a pick 6? No, I think he had 2 interceptions against
him. Yeah.
And that set in motion. Terrible rookie year for Bryce Young, right? Coming into this season, thought he was going to be better. Worked 2 games, got injured, and I think right now to this day he is sending Christmas cards, thank you notes, and everything else in the world to that truck driver that broke Andy Dalton's feet. Like to this day, he is sending everything he can because since coming back from that benching, he's looked like a functional NFL quarterback.
He's looked like Bama.
Yeah, he's looked like a. Is he a superstar? No, that's not. I'm not gonna go that far. Is he a star? No, I wouldn't say he's a star. But he looks like a functional NFL quarterback. He looks like somebody who can catch you on a Saturday, on a Sunday, on a Monday night, and beat you. He looked like somebody that could do this. There was a point in time in his career where betting against Bryce Young was stealing money. You know what I'm saying? Like the odds was crazy. Now, pass defense has been pretty good, and our sacks are coming up, so I don't expect him to go for 265. But like, if they had him at 2, because I think some of his passing totals was like you could get Bryce at like 190, 195. If they put that total up right now, take the over. I take the over. He looks like a functional NFL player, and that is it's awesome to see because I think everybody was quick to, especially after the year CJ had, Oh man, Panthers made the wrong pick. You see how CJ's doing this year, and they're really being carried by the defense right now. Nobody like it's a national talking point, but people don't really want to pile on because of how great of a rookie season he had, which I get. But like,
You gotta call a spade to spade sometime, man.
hey man, if you look at them in both in totality, you take Bryce has two less starts, right? But if you look at them in totality, it's not crazy off since he got back from being benched. So the last time we faced Andy Dalton. This time it'll be Bryce Young. Seems to get his head on straight, showing some mobility, which, as we saw last week, was a bit of an issue. But like Bryce Young's mobility and um, Jaden Daniels' mobility is two totally different levels levels of
I
mobility.
mean, it's two different levels, but we don't have the athletes to match it either way, so it
Yeah,
can
the
still be a
ability.
problem.
Yeah, the ability to navigate the pocket and then break contain is just like it has been there. Bro, who's 40? Who's 40? It's not
That's
Landman.
JD Bertrand.
Yeah, Bertrand's. They had him spying Jaden
No, they had
on a
Lorenzo Carter.
nah. They had because when Jaden broke out to the line, Bertrand's was filming.
Bertrand might have been in the zone, but the spot was Lorenzo.
Yeah, but Bertrand, he doesn't look like he has slow foot speed. Next to Jaden, oh,
I mean, he has maybe average to above average. He ran a 4.6 in the 40. Former receiver in high school. Like he's a good athlete for the position, but Jaden's
next to
different.
Jaden. Yeah, Jaden.
Jaden is an easy athlete because he don't look like he's trying that hard, but he's pulling off.
Yeah, he gapping easy. But it looked when you said like we don't have the athletes. I'm like it we
Because
look slow.
Troy on IR, like Troy would be the athlete that you would want for that. But
We can't rely on Troy anymore, bro. And I don't mean that disrespectfully. I don't know if we. I knew for a time we had a player or two that watched the show. I don't know if y'all still do because we suck at uploading. So like, hey, it is what it is. New year, new us. But like, so I don't want to piss anybody off or whatever. But like, we can't rely on we can't rely on Troy. Like, Troy consistently has not been healthy. Consistently has not been healthy. Over what is it, 3 years now?
yeah, it's just area.
Come on now. Like at some point, like you just said, you gotta call a spade a spade. Like
I
the
just feel
amount
like
of
I just feel like one of the things where he's just getting some bad breaks because like last year it was a torn pec. This year it's a knee injury, and we still don't know the severity of it because they just said it went from day to day to being out damn near half the season.
something had to get torn. Something had to get
But
torn.
it's like there's no real transparency with that, so we don't really know what the issue is. But to me, it just seemed like he's getting bad breaks. It's unfortunate, and this is a business because I mean, in the NFL, your best ability is your availability. So I
Yeah,
mean,
but he's on a 4-year deal
he
in
got one
terms
more
of
year left.
they can bring him back for
I
relatively
mean, I
nothing
mean,
next year.
well, I mean, they don't got to pay him. He's already on the contract.
That's all I'm saying. It's not it doesn't swing one way or another to not
I
have
mean,
him one year.
I mean, they ain't gonna cut him. Like, man, he wasn't gonna get cut because like you can't cut an athlete like that because when he is on the field, given how little it might be, but like if he can stay healthy or just give us some snaps, like he is a difference maker. When it's just he needs the snaps. I'm
I
still
think
a believer in
athletically
him.
I think athletically we'll be looking to upgrade linebacker. But we're not gonna talk about the offseason until it's the offseason. It's part of what
Man,
we
shit, it's the whole
made that
season.
promise. We made that promise. We're not gonna talk
You
about the
made
offseason.
you made that promise.
um,
The off season started when Raheem could call a timeout.
hey look, that brings us into in division. Y'all, if you listen to this podcast, you deep in the trenches, you understand what it is, bro. I, for one, don't have it. I don't have the intestinal fortitude to root for the Saints. I don't, bro. I said I was going to be a Saint. I thought about it like I was like, I can't live this
Come on,
way.
Saints, come marching in. When the Saints come marching in. Well, who said that?
Nah, bro. So obviously, we both play at 1 o'clock. It's a lot. Okay, slate is good, man. Sunday
Is it
slate is good.
is it sad that I'm more excited for like the Detroit Vikings game than I am ours for this one?
No, because that's historic, bro. That's a 14-win team is going to be a 5 seed. If this isn't like I get there is a it's harder to do in the NFL than you can do it in the NBA. And I get there's a literal feeling and cost to winning your division, but like there's no way when you're letting 7 teams in that it feels right that Atlanta or Tampa gets to host a game and Minnesota or Detroit's
Hey,
on the road.
I still like it. Shit,
I know, bro.
you win your you win your division. Minnesota. If you wanted the home game, you should have beat Detroit the first time.
That's true. What they start 5-0. They started 5-0,
Something like
didn't
yeah,
they? And then
something
they
like
lost
that.
to four
Yep.
4-0, 5-0, and then they lost to Detroit. Yeah, and then Detroit been putting belt boy on.
Okay.
Like,
Speaking of
that
that,
celebration was tough. That
speaking
celebration was
speaking
tough.
of yeah, it's like look, the Detroit and Minnesota, they probably got the two best celebrations in the NFL. Cause that man came out, what I told you, what I told you, what I told you. Well, I'm like, all right, bro, you got
Bro,
it, bro.
that was tough. I can't even be mad, bro. That was tough. Um,
Cause it's like every black person across America was like, oh snap,
come on.
just like how you do it. Oh,
What you doing now? Oh, nah, man. So yeah, Detroit just been spanking. And then the crazy part, Green Bay got 11 wins. You know what I'm saying? Like just stuff. Really, you can't fall. People get more into this ATM, but what it really boils down, how it is for us, we're the only ones left in the hunt. Um, had we beat the Commanders, it would have opened the possibility for the 7 seed, and it would
hell,
have kept
if Kirk
Seattle
didn't
alive.
throw 4 minutes at the rest of the Chargers, we wouldn't even be in this situation right now.
This is not a lot. This is not a lot. Um, and I want to rescind a comment I made earlier on the live where I was like, "Oh, maybe we went to Penix a week too late." To be honest, if you were going to pull Kirk after 1 or 2 bad games, then like you shouldn't have brought him in, or you shouldn't
Yeah,
have drafted
this is what I'm
Penix.
saying. This is
You
like
know what I'm saying?
he
So like he needed all 5 bad games
yeah,
for you
like
to actually.
the financial investment dictated he get those chances. Y'all want to acknowledge that or not, that's the personal problem. But the fact is, you paid the man $100 million guaranteed. You can't just throw it away that quickly. You got to see
Yeah,
because
you got to.
because the Falcons aren't being shy about the fact they had no intention of playing him. Because I find it baffling when I'm on the interwebs and I see people talking about, dang, it's kind of crazy that Penix didn't throw to the starter because he wasn't a starter. They had no
What
they had no intention on playing him this year, so there was no reason for him to be
to
throwing
be
to
fair,
Mooney and Drake London.
but to be fair, you have to realize that most people's understanding of football, like from like a participation and practice standpoint, stops in high school. You know what I'm saying? Like the vast majority of people,
I mean,
right?
yeah, and that's understandable.
In high school, the backup could throw to the ones. You know what I'm saying? You can get some
Yeah,
work in extra and whatnot. Like when you get to college and then you get to the pros, like the ones go with the ones. You know what I'm saying? The and ain't no wasted reps. You know what I'm saying? So like if you go out and watch a practice, Penix is not like and you've done this because you've gone to like you've actually done it and gone to like Flowery Branch or whatnot. You see Matt is throwing to Julio. There is never another person throwing to Julio.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it is. And
Yeah, that's
so
just what it is. Yeah, because like the
the
people were like, they're saying that, and they were talking about, well, Kirk's a veteran. He knows, like, but the thing is, Kirk don't know these people either. Kirk needed all the
yeah,
snaps he could to get acclimated with them. So like, there was really no room to introduce Penix into the end. The Falcons were weary of that before they made this move, but Kirk left them with no choice, so they had to do it
mhm,
because because the thing is they know, well, damn, Penix, Mike doesn't have any chemistry with these guys. It's gonna be rough because one, he's lefty, so the ball is coming off different. Two, he got look, Kirk Cousins got a little water hose.
big man Blastoise over here. Michael Penix.
Yeah, like yeah,
He
yeah,
on this,
yeah,
bro.
like Kirk Cousins is Squirtle, Penix is Blastoise. Like
Yeah, yeah, he got
Squirtle, blast with cannons, with water cannons. Boy, like
yeah, like
it's
you can see it. You can see the ball jump out of his hand,
yeah,
and
because
like it's
and it's
exciting,
like
right?
and it's
Like
like
it is
every
exciting to watch.
because like and every time they asked Drake London about Penix, he said about the lefty thing. Drake, he was like, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's different because I think I'm with some heat. Like he makes it's coming with
Yeah,
heat
the
because
lefty
like
part I can get over. This the fact that the ball fucking right up on me, and so once again, you tried to explain it away as chemistry. And when you look on tape, it does look bad, but you can understand it being chemistry. So, like the miss that he had in the end zone, right? If you look at where the ball landed, he
which
was
one, the one that
he
Drake
was
or the one that Hodge?
the to Drake in between the like in between two defenders through to the corner of the end zone, right?
No,
Later in the game,
okay,
later in the game where he put his hands on it, right?
okay, yeah,
Um, if
yeah.
you look at that play and you look where the ball landed, that was damn near a sideline throw for Drake to make a play on, and he would have been wide open. He would have been in that window. Hurts not making that throw, especially not at that time,
Mm.
right? So like Drake is running his route to be open in between. It looked like a dropping corner and a safety over top.
Because he had whoever was over the top. That's
Yeah,
what it looked.
safety over top. You're looking for that ball to drop in, right? Penix is leading you into an open window, and 9 times out of 10, it is an open window. You don't think your quarterback can make that throw, so you're kind of running your route to find an open or soft spot.
Yeah, because
And
like
so
when you got an
that's where
arm
it's like
like
the blood
Penix,
is
it's
changing.
like when you got an arm like Penix, like things that you thought were off limits are no longer off limits.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it kind
that's
of changes the
exactly
way that you could do things because Penix can literally touch the whole field from right there. Because like and then there's another instance where like chemistry, Bijan hit the double move. Penix missed that by like a yard.
he did, he did. But Bijan had his man toasted,
He
bro.
had him coasted. It's just like it's the chemistry thing, like because it's just the timing. Like he just they don't got enough because like from my understanding, from what I've heard, I believe that they practice a lot like on the over routes, crossers and stuff like that. But like the vertical routes haven't been as practice because like you can't really replicate those as good in a practice setting because practice you're not really getting jams. I mean, you can stimulate a jam, but it's not going to be the same.
Mhm.
Um, like it's a couple things that there's certain things you just can't emulate in a practice setting. Um, so I'm not concerned with Penix's misses. I mean, he's going to have misses. That's just part of the game. Every quarterback misses. Josh Allen misses. Mahomes misses. Like, show me, show me a quarterback that don't miss. They all have misses.
One that don't miss no play. That's all that is. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like
So like, it's a non-issue. Give him more time to get snaps. But like, one thing I am appreciating is that the mass media is like saying that they believe we have something on the mic, and I am very excited for that.
you can see why he's second rated quarterback. But to be fair, once again,
You saw why they had him.
remember,
You saw why they had
yeah,
him one number one.
bring that rag out. Hey, boy, can say, look, what? It was a shit. It looked good. Um, so the Bucks, obviously, all all 4 teams in the division are playing each other. We only have 2 games. They're both interdivisional. Interdivisional, whatever. Y'all know what I mean.
Yeah.
The Bucks are playing the Saints. We're playing the Panthers. We beat none of this starts and stops with us beating the Panthers. We have to beat the Panthers for this to even be a conversation. Right? So
Yeah.
you handle your business first and foremost. You don't scoreboard watch or anything like that. In the betting market, you've got key guys who might have some incentives going on. I haven't looked specifically at the
Mike Evans got incentives. I don't know about the Falcons, but I know Mike Evans got incentives for the Bucks for the Bucks.
Yeah. So that he might get in, but they're playing.
He might got like $2 million on the line, like for receptions and yards or something like that.
Yeah, they got a win in your end situation. So I think that kind of window, and they just play their game.
The Saints, the secondary depleted. They gonna get them yards. They gonna try to punch on them.
Yeah.
And I hope the Saints are playing for the city this week. Please.
And hey, prayers up to New Orleans actually. Like all games across, like prayers up to New Orleans. Subject.
I'll be right back. I got to speak.
Subject to just a horrible incident. This past, I think it would have been Wednesday or New Year's Eve and whatnot. Obviously don't have all the details. They're looking at suspects in the matter or whatnot, but just prayers up to just the city of New Orleans in general. You know what I'm saying? And it's just that's a terrible situation. Like, well, hope everybody, who can be safe is safe, and for people who didn't make it, thoughts, prayers, condolences go out to those people and their families because that's a hard situation. But with that being said, definitely love for New Orleans to bring one home for their guys and whatnot. Get rid of Tampa for us, but none of this happens without us doing what we need to do against the Panthers, right? We can't sit here and be like, oh, we need New Orleans to do this and we need another team to do that. We lost the right to control our own destiny. You know what I'm saying? And that's what kind of makes it rough when you have these type of games is that you lose the ability to control what you can like when you're in. You lose that, and now you're completely reliant on other people. Hey, we just gotta be reliant on. You know what I'm saying? Like for us
situation.
For us to get in, we need the Saints to go ahead and handle Tampa. And that's it's order. It's a lot to ask, but it's what's needed. I hate depending on the Saints. That's just terrible.
I blame Raheem.
I don't keep it against you, but to be honest, we would kind of be in the same situation because like we would still say we had one, we would still need to beat the Panthers, but it would just be a win in your end. And then if we were to lose versus the Panthers, the 7 seed would be open, but it also keeps Seattle in the 7 seed. If we would have lost to the if we'd beat the Commanders and lost to the Panthers, we would need Seattle to lose again versus the Rams. So, but Seattle is officially eliminated with our loss. Some other stuff that happened. So, if you look at some teams, Rams versus Seahawks was supposed to be a real big game. Rams are going to end up resting people. The Bucks, they can't rest. We can't rest, but you've got some rest pieces going on. We can get into all that in the ATL. So, you guys, appreciate you. It's been your boy Q City.
Your boy Taj Bravado.
We out.
Peace.
All right. You want to get into ATL or you gotta go?
I gotta go now.